These are the 3D VIEW-MASTER stories of Pluto by Walt Disney. VIEW-MASTER Reel 1. Pluto tries to be a circus dog. Picture 1. One day Pluto went out for a walk and came to a theater. The front door was locked, but a side door was open, and through it came a delicious smell, raw steak. Pluto's nose quivered, and he just couldn't resist that aroma. He wandered through the open door and into the back part of the building. Following his nose, Pluto went pat, pat, pat into a back room behind the stage. The wonderful smell grew stronger and stronger. Then he saw where the smell was coming from. It was a big juicy steak. A circus trainer was holding it behind his back, while he taught a little dog to jump through a hoop he was holding. Paper was stretched tight, like a drum, across the hoop, so that the dog would have to jump through both the hoop and the paper. Picture 2. Rip! The dog jumped through, then sat up on his hind legs to beg for a reward. The trainer said, "Good dog," and gave him a steak. Pluto's mouth watered. "I could learn to jump through a hoop like that," he thought. He bounded up to the trainer, and I sat up on his hind legs, as if to say, "Please give me a chance too." Picture 3. "A stray dog," said the janitor, waving his broom angrily. "What are you doing in here? Out with you!" He ran after Pluto and gave the poor dog a sweat with the broom. Pluto yelped, and what a leap he made! It was not through a hoop, but out the open door to the street. It was probably a racket jump, but Pluto wasn't proud of it. Picture 4. He slunk down the street with his tail drooping. A crowd was gathering on the sidewalk beside him. They were all standing with their backs to Pluto, facing the street. What are they waiting for? He wondered. Picture 5. Then a glorious sound broke forth into the air hand music. It was coming down the street, and it was coming nearer. The comets and trombones and clarinets and bass horns were all playing at once in harmony. And a big bass drum was going boom, boom, boom. What dog could stay sad when there was music in the air? Pluto's tail went up and began wagging. He wriggled between somebody's legs to get into the front row. What a beautiful parade! And look at the drummer carrying a lovely big hoop, just like the one the little dog was jumping through, except that this one was thicker. Picture 6. "This is the chance of my lifetime," said Pluto to himself excitedly. "There's a hoop. Here are all these people to watch me. I will jump through the hoop and be a famous dog." In one mighty leap, he launched himself toward the drum. Picture 7. Rip, rip! Pluto tore through the front side of the drum, then through the back side, and landed on his feet. The crowd laughed and cheered. The parader stopped suddenly in amazement. "That was a double hoop," thought Pluto happily. "So please give me a double portion of steak." He sat up on his hind legs and begged, drooling hungrily. But the drummer wasn't impressed. "Ruin my expensive drum, will you?" he roared. "Just wait till I get my hands on you, you stupid dog." VIEW-MASTER Reel 2. Pluto and the ducks. Picture 1. Pluto was very pleased one day. His friend Horace Horsicolla was going duck hunting and had invited Pluto to go along and help him. They went out in a small boat. The weather was lovely and there were plenty of wild ducks in the sky. Horace would do the shooting and Pluto the fetching. "Wait till I bring my friend the first duck," Pluto thought proudly. Picture 2. Bang! Went Horace's shotgun. Feathers flew from the tails of 2 ducks, flying overhead. They were a mother duck and her almost grown duckling. "Wow, that hurt!" squawked the duckling. Picture 3. The ducks tumbled into the water to cool off their tails. Pluto's time for glory had come. With a heavy bark of excitement, he jumped out of the boat and began swimming toward the young duck. He growled and scolded fiercely. Behind him, the mother duck quaked angrily and swam quickly to the attack. Picture 4. Pluto suddenly felt something pinch his tail painfully and begin pulling on it. The mother duck had seized it in her beak. Pluto howled in dismay. "Why have you got such a funny-looking tail?" quacked the duckling to Pluto. "It hasn't any feathers to be blown off, but I'm sure that mother can stretch it." Picture 5. The duckling swam up to Pluto, and she and her mother each grabbed one of the dog's long ears. They pulled and pulled. Pluto's ears stretched longer and longer. He was too surprised to howl. Picture 6. Towing him by the ears, they pulled Pluto under the water. As they dived down into the lake, all Pluto could see was green water and green plants. Then they came to the bottom, where strange-looking fish stared at Pluto. But the ducks took pity on Pluto. They swam upward with him again, and Pluto gasped a big breath as he felt the air against his face. Picture 7. The ducks carried Pluto back to the boat and dropped him into it. "Here, Horace," quacked the mother duck. "We are returning your friend by air. Special delivery. His tail and his ears may be a little longer now than they used to be." VIEW-MASTER Reel 3. Pluto and the Bees. Picture 1. It was a warm day and Pluto felt lazy. A nap would be wonderful. He lay down and sighed blissfully. He was just dropping off to sleep when he heard a faint sound coming nearer and nearer. Buzz, 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 buzz. Clarabelle the cow had left a pitcher of syrup on the table, and the window was open. Here came the bees. Now they were buzzing around the syrup in circus. How could a dog sleep with all that buzzing in his ears? Picture 2. Pluto now was fully awake. He was angry at the bees for disturbing him and for wanting to eat Clarabelle's syrup. Growling, he leaped to his feet and rushed at them, barking loudly. The bees turned tail and quickly flew away. Picture 3. Pluto felt glorious about his victory and hoped Clarabelle would praise him. He lay down again and shut his eyes. Then, buzz, 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 buzz. With one eye open, Pluto looked at the new invasion. More bees than ever, and they were circling nearer and nearer around the syrup pitcher. Picture 4. By now, Pluto was really mad. He growled fiercely. With his cars with his ears laid back and his claws sticking out of his feet. He leaped at the bees to give them a smashing blow once and for all. But the bees simply flew away again, and this time Pluto's claws caught in the tablecloth. Down he went, and down came the syrup pitcher. Picture 5. Pluto landed on the floor with a loud crash. The pitcher was upside down on his head, and the syrup was spilling all over him and dripping down to the floor. Just then Clarabelle jerked open the door. "What's going on here?" she moaned. "Pluto, shame on you trying to steal my syrup. You're a bad, bad dog." Picture 6. She seized her broom and, with one quick shove, she sent Pluto tumbling out the kitchen door into the backyard, and she threw the syrup pitcher out after him. Picture 7. Pluto crept into his doghouse. His head was covered with syrup, and he could not reach it to lick it off. Then, buzz, 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 here came the bees. Merrily they buzzed in circles all around the unhappy dog, and one by one they settled down on him and began eating the syrup. "No matter how hard I try, I can't win," grumbled Pluto. "Now I'm really in the doghouse."